Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, I, hi, J Cloud, Dev. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Can you please drop in the chat section where you are joining us from? Hi, Testron Base. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. Can you please drop in the chat where you are joining us from? Let's have it quickly. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So that shows that we can all hear me. Oh wow, 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 wow. RJ Cloud Dev from Lagos and Testron Base from Ilorin. I'm so happy to have you here, and we are starting today's webinar. We are starting it soon as possible. And oh, welcome, Babajide Arwulu, Igbolerin, Lagos. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us today. So today is promising to be an exciting one. We're going to be talking on a very exciting topic, something that is like trending nowadays among developers, among like this generation that we have right now. So yeah, thank you for joining us once again. And I'm representing Ultralight Integrated. My name is Olalekan Ogundimu. I'm representing Ultralight Integrated in today's webinar. And we've started since yesterday. And then we have another session tomorrow, which is Tuesday, 3rd of November. I mean 4th of November. Today is 3rd of November, which is our second day, and tomorrow, which is 4th of November, which is going to be the last day of this webinar series. And we are so glad to have you all join us here on this platform. Thank you so much for joining us. So today we are stepping into a topic, like I said, that's it's becoming the cornerstone of modern AI workflows, and that is prompt engineering. prompt engineering. And I am so sure that most of us, like the people that are here listening to me right now, we know about prompt engineering already. We've heard of it. We've heard of prompt engineering already. So it's not something that is not a new thing in our society that we have today. So we today we'll be talking about prompt engineering, going deep into prompt engineering, sharing like life experiences on prompt engineering and how prompt engineering can actually help us as developers or whatever field we find ourselves. And we are actually going to like tell us about our relationship, how we can actually talk to our AI, how we can prompt our AI, because that's what prompt engineering is all about. How you like talk with your AI to get like the desired output. So, and today I have here with me our speaker, Dumihere Prince. Dumiere Prince. So Dumiere Prince is an IT expert, cloud engineer, and chartered manager with over 6 years of experience in digital transformation, web management, and sales operations. He currently serves as the assistant sales manager and PA to the MDCU at Camera Joint, where he oversees website administration, SEO, digital marketing, and online sales management. Prince began his career in the healthcare industry, rising from IT officer to IT supervisor, where he led infrastructure management, data system rollout, and staff training. He holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from University of Jos. He is AWS certified CCP, that's Cloud Practitioner, and SAA Solutions Architect Associate, and a chartered manager with the National Institute of Management. And he is passionate about systems thinking. Prince focuses on building structure that enhance organization efficiency and drive digital growth. So today we'll be having Prince join us on this webinar, and he will be sharing with us talking about prompt engineering and how prompt engineering can help us, can help you and I to work, to focus, and to like improve our work efficiency. So I'll be inviting him on stage now. Prince, welcome,
All
Prince
right.
Dumiri.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? Mr. Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So I believe every other person can hear me too. Thank you very much for the introduction. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to share this knowledge with everybody as we grow
Yeah,
together. There's one thing I always say,
yeah,
that those of us in the cloud, there's enough space for every single one of us in the cloud. There is always
exactly.
a lot of space. So whatsoever
Yeah,
knowledge that we have, sharing it with the whole community, it never does us any disservice. It's
yeah,
always good. So welcome
yeah.
to today's training. And the topic of today is prompt engineering. Mr. Sam, can you please share my slide?
All right. So I'm leaving the stage for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So please, if you can see my screen, send some reactions, send some emojis so that I'll know I'm with you and you're with me. All right. So the topic of today is prompt engineering. Mr. Sam has done a job here by giving us a little intro on the importance of prompt engineering, right? So the next slide here, just a little introduction about myself, which Mr. Sam has done justice to. My name is Dumohere Prince. I'm an IT expert. I'm a cloud engineer, and I'm a chartered manager. So on this session of today, on this webinar, I'll be guiding us through on prompt engineering. So I'll just give us some introduction on prompt engineering, and then we're going to do hands-on. So it's not just going to be talk. No, we're going to do real hands-on. And the hands-on we're going to do, they are hands-on that will benefit both those in the tech, being it cloud computing, web development, product management, any field you find yourself, being it an HR, front desk officer, support, customer support. We're going to be doing hands-on that will benefit virtually every single person. So the agenda of today, the aim of today's webinar is to ensure that you live in a simple framework to leverage AI immediately for professional tasks, regardless of your tech background. So whatever background you're from, being it tech or non-tech, what we're going to be doing today is going to benefit every single person. Because the age that we are in now, every single person uses AI. Either you're using ChatGPT, you're using Gemini, you're using even WhatsApp AI, any AI you're using, every single person uses AI. So whatever field of study you might be coming from or you might be in, today's webinar is going to benefit you. It's going to benefit you greatly, right? So now, what is prompt engineering? When we hear the term prompt engineering, it sounds and it looks intimidating. Why? Because there's engineering in it, right? Well, it's not that complex. Prompt engineering is quite simple. It is simply figuring out how to give instructions to LLMs. What are LLMs? LLMs are large language models like the ChatGPT, like the Geminis, right? So just learning how to give them instructions. Most of us, when we prompt these AIs, and then we say, ChatGPT didn't give me what I wanted. It could be your prompt. It could just be the prompt. The way you are able to communicate with AI to give you exactly what you want. So the kind of inputs that we can give to these models, like some of us have already used, you can testify of text. You can prompt an AI to give you with text input and get text output, right? You can also use audios. You can use images. Some of us, we see the trending videos nowadays. Just give the AI a prompt, and then the AI gives you a response. You can give an AI a video and tell the AI to edit the video for you. You can give the AI a picture and tell the AI to edit the picture for you. So some of these things, we're going to do them hands-on, and you're going to see how they work, right? You can also input commands in documents, right? And so on and so forth. And some of these models accept multiple inputs. ChatGPT, for example, you can give it an image and tell it to create a thumbnail for you. You can also give it a document, tell it to analyze and summarize the document for you. So some of them accept multiple inputs. So it is always good for us to analyze every single result that we get from these models, right? So now, I have said that prompt engineering is not as complex as it looks or it sounds. So what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is simply the skill of communicating effectively with an artificial intelligence model like ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or Amazon Bedrock or Amazon Q on CLI, right? The ability for you to be able to communicate effectively with them, like you're talking to somebody, right? If you give the person the right prompt, the person gives you the right response, right? So just the ability for you to communicate effectively with this model, that is prompt engineering. You don't have to start doing complex engineering, complex mathematics. The models do that on the background. Yours is just to be able to communicate with them effectively. And your essence of doing that is to get high quality and useful output that you need. So now think of it as learning to speak the computer's language. Communicating with somebody, if the person doesn't understand your language, the person will certainly give you a response that even you yourself will not understand, right? You get it, right? You give the computer language does not understand. It gives you something you yourself you will not also understand. So prompt engineering, the ability for you to communicate with AI models in order to get the best of the result you can. So now? Why does this matter now? Why do we need prompt engineering now? Why do we need to be able to give effective prompts, accurate and more detailed communication to these AI models in order for us to get good results? Why? There are so many reasons, but I have summarized them into three. So it is not limited to these three, but you can find some of the best reasons among these three. And the first one is to maximize output quality. So whatever you are prompting, you are getting quality results. And you can only get quality results when you put quality inputs or prompt. Take, for example, there are two farmers and they want to cultivate or plant yam. One of them got a very tiny portion of yam head and plants it. Another one got a huge fat portion of yam head and plants it. They both planted yam, but the output will not be the same. Why? Because one planted something more quality. So that's one of the importance of prompt engineering. Quality prompts gives quality results, right? So prompt engineering ensures that the response is accurate, specific, and relevant in order to maximize or minimize vague or incorrect results and getting you the desired information faster. So maximize output quality. Number two, it unlocks the real power of AI. AI is very powerful, but until you give it the right prompt, you might never see the real power of AI. You might never see what AI can really do, right? So one of the reasons why we need this at this point in time, where everybody uses AI, you need to be able to prompt AI appropriately in order to unlock the real power of AI. Thirdly, speed and scale. With the use of AI, if you can prompt AI appropriately the first time or faster, you get your result quick and you're able to execute and implement whatever project or product you're trying to work on, right? So it gives you the ability to do things faster and it gives you the ability to scale faster. One thing I will also say is it is always good to analyze your results that you get from AI. So you prompt ChatGPT to give you something, it gives it to you. You copy it, hook, line, and sinker, and then you pasted it. No. What you have to do, analyze the result that the AI has given you, right? So don't just copy and paste responses. Analyze them. If possible, or if necessary, restructure your prompts if need be. Then always read through the responses in prompt engineering, right? I believe some of us might have seen some videos of people that they were having presentations. I think one of them I saw was a lady that got her prayer point from ChatGPT. And then she read, after reading all the prayer points, she continued to start reading, kindly add any other prayer point that you think is good, right? So that person didn't analyze the response that the AI gave her. So it's always good for us to analyze every response that we get from AI. Prompt engineering, it's a conversation. Let's see like as a conversation. We are having a conversation with the AI, right? So we give it a prompt, it gives us a response, we analyze the response, structure it, do some edits if needs be. So we need prompt engineering now to maximize output quality, to unlock the power of AI, and for us to be able to achieve our desires in good speed and for us to be able to scale. So now, prompt engineering is a cyclic process, or you can also call it an iterative process. What this means is it continues. For example, you have an idea of the instruction you want to give to the AI, right? That is your idea. The next stage, you enter your prompts into the AI, either ChatGPT or even WhatsApp AI, Gemini. When you enter your prompt, the model gives you a result or response. When you get that response, you don't just copy and paste. You analyze and, if necessary, improve your prompt. So when you read through it and you see that there are some things that you would still like to be there, for example, you're trying to generate a front page of an application, and then you prompt it the first time, and then it gives you a very beautiful front page. But on the front page, there is no chat button. You can tell it, okay, add a chat button. So you analyze, and if necessary, you improve your prompt. So prompt engineering is an iterative process. It continues. So after analyzing, there's necessarily any need for any adjustment. You prompt it again, and then gives you a better response, right? So now, in prompt engineering, there are what we call strategies. Apart from strategies, there are what we also call frameworks. So now I'll give us some of the major prompt engineering strategies. And the first one is be clear and be specific. Whenever you're prompting an AI, be very specific. Don't give it a general prompt for it to give you general answers. So you state exactly what you want the model to do. Avoid vague instructions. For example, you just go to the AI and then you say, give me the population of a country. That's confusing. That's vague, right? But when you're specific, you say, give me the population of Nigeria as at December 2024. Be more specific. So that's one of the strategies of prompt engineering. The second strategy here we have is provide context and role. So tell the model who it is and who the audience is. For example, let's use that same scenario. You're trying to prompt your AI, right? And you want information about the population of a particular country at a particular time. So you tell the AI, I am a geographer. Give me the population of Nigeria as at December 2024. I want to present it in a presentation in a school. So you have given it a role. Let it assume a role as a geographer. And then let it also know the audience you're presenting it to. So provide context and role. And number three, define output format. How do you want the output to come out as? So specify how you want the response to be structured. Do you want the response to be in bullet points? Do you want the response to be in a PDF file? Do you want it to be in a JPEG or a PNG? Do you want your response to be in a table? So specify your output format. And then number four, break down complex tasks. Break down every single complex task. So don't overload one prompt. You're telling your AI model to do so many things at the same time, right? Maybe you have different questions you want to answer. You are giving it the 10 questions at the same time. It will give you answers, right? But it's better to split or break down complex tasks. Don't overload it at once. Split it into logical steps for you to get the best result. Number five, iterate and refine. So I've said this before, and it's very important. That is why it's coming up again. So whenever you get a prompt, treat prompt as a conversation, not a one-time command. You go to your AI, you give it a command, it gives you a result, you copy and paste your result. When you analyze your result, if there is need to adjust, to refine, for you to get better result, can you do it, right? Make it sound more persuasive. Let it, for example, you tell this, I love this your response, but make it sound more persuasive. Add real world, for example, real world AWS examples, right? So iterations improve and creativity. So even if every other person gets their response from an AI model, yours will be unique. Yours will be very creative because yours, you refine yours over and over again until you get the best result. And number six is use examples to guide the model. Show the model a pattern or example of the response that you expect. For example, you input a prompt into your AI model, and then you tell it to describe an AWS service. So it goes ahead and describes an S3 service, and it does that perfectly. You can give it an example. So after prompting it, refining it, it now gives you a good result, right? You can tell it, go ahead and do the same for EC2. So what you have done here, you have used examples to guide the model. So it doesn't start thinking as afresh. It just gives you your responses based on the first result, based on the first example, right? So always ensure to use examples to guide your model, right? So these are the prompt engineering strategies that we have seen. Be clear, and specific, provide context and role, define output format, break down complex tasks, iterate and refine, and then use examples to guide the model. These are strategies. Next, we're going to see the power framework. Now we talked about strategies. Now we're going to talk about one of the most important frameworks in prompt engineering. Prompt engineering framework here is CRAFT. So CRAFT is a simple acronym to ensure that you include all the necessary ingredients in your prompt for professional and reliable results. When every single ingredient that needs to be in your prompt is in your prompt, you will certainly and definitely get a good result. So the C of the CRAFT, the C stands for context. What is the situation? You have a project. You don't just go into the AI model and then prompt it. Give me the solution for this. You give it a context. For example, give it a background. I am trying to compare two deployment options for a web application. Or if you are a student, for example, I am working on my final year project. You have given it a context. So the C of craft is context. The next is arrow, role, or personnel. We've talked about this before. Let the AI model assume a role. Who should the AI model pretend to be? Right? For an example, act as a product manager, act as a project manager, act as a web developer, right? Because these different roles, we see these things from different lenses. So you give it your role, what it should act as. Act as an AWS solutions architect, right? Give it a role. So that is the arrow of the craft. And then the next is A, action. What should it do? So now, most of us, we jump the first context, we jump the role, we go straight to the action. So while you have included the context, you have included the role, you also have to include the action because the action is the main thing, right? So what exactly do you want the AI model to do? So be specific, use verbs. For example, generate a presentation outline, translate this text into Python code, or review this summary for clarity. Let's use an example of someone that is working on a project. So give it a direct action. Summarize this project and give me the major steps, the advantages and the disadvantages. So you have given it an action. That is the A of the craft. And now the F, you give it a format. How do you want the output to come out? How do you want the answer to be structured? So this is very critical for machine learning readability and professional look, how you want your outputs to look like. For example, output the responses as a 5-point bulleted list. Or for example, give me the output as a comparative markdown table, or give me the response in a table comparing each of these items that I have mentioned. That is the F. And then the T, the last but not the least, give it a tone. What tone do you want it to sound like? Do you want it to be very professional, strictly professional? Do you want it to be a little casual? So you give it a tune. What should the style be? Like, for example, this concept is simple, make it simple, right? As if to a customer. If you're a call center manager, for example, you want your response to be a response to the customer, or maybe a response to your boss during a presentation. So you give it a tone. So the power prompt framework of prompt engineering is CRAFT. R for role, the A for action, F for format, and the T for tone. So we've seen the strategies, we've seen the framework, and you agree with me that some points from the strategies intertwines with some of the points from the framework. So we're looking forward to being able to generate better prompts after this webinar. So now we're going to see some use cases, prompt use cases. I'm going to have like two hands on. We're going to do one of them first. A picture. Most of us are used to ChatGPT, right? So I'll allow us to do that by ourselves. But I'll get us to do an image prompt and then a user interface prompt with AI. Prompt use cases can be used for research, can be used to create web pages, applications, can be used to debug codes, can be used to save time. I was working on a code one day, and just imagine working on a code that is over 1,000 lines of code, and then there is a bug somewhere. But with the help of AI, AI can spot the exact line of code where that error is, right? So we're going to see some use cases. Now, this is a use case, mastering essential workflows, right? What is the challenge? We're assuming now that there is somebody that has a challenge and he wants a solution from an AI. So the problem is he has an information overload and he needs to plan. The information is too much and he needs to plan, right? So we're going to see the two type of prompts, a bad prompt and a good prompt. So with this scenario at hand, it takes the document, uploads it into the AI model, and then it gives it a prompt, summarize this article. As easy and as fast as that prompt sounds, that is a bad prompt. You just give it an article, tells you to summarize the article. You only give it an action. There is no context, right? There is no role. There is no format. You just give it a direct action. So that is a bad prompt. So what would a good prompt sound like? A good prompt will sound like this. Act as a business analyst. You are giving it a role. Read the following two-page project proposal. You are giving it a context. It now knows that this document is a project proposal. Summarize the key deliverables and risk. That is now the action, right? Into 3 points. Prioritize bulleted list. That is the format, how you want it to come out. Let it come in list, bulleted list, right? So you have given it that. And then use concise and direct tone. Go straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Don't give too many examples. Just go straight to the point. So this is a good prompt. With a prompt like this, you will get a better output. You will get a better result compared to someone that just uploads the document and says, "I'll summarize this article." That is big. That is wide, right? So this is an example of a good prompt. Another example of a good prompt when you want to compare items or compare things. So instead of just uploading your document or your text file and say, summarize this item, a better way to say it is act as a junior developer. You have given it a role. Compare the benefits and drawbacks of using Python versus JavaScript for a simple web API. That's context, right? Then output this result in a clear 2-column markdown table. You are giving it a format you want your result, right? One thing about this craft framework, there is no way it should go like an order. You have to put your C first, which is the context. No, you can put it anyhow. You can put the format first. You can put the tool next, put the role next, right? So long as you have every ingredient in that prompt, you're going to get an excellent result, right? So what are the wins when you use these kind of prompts? Number one, it drastically reduces reading time. It doesn't waste time. It goes straight to the points that you have described for it to execute. Then it structures complex data instantly. You can see a data that is looking so much, but within a blink of an eye, it structures everything because you have given it directions of exactly what to do. And then it makes you a more effective communicator, both to AI and to people, right? So this is a use case. Now, we're getting closer to doing hands-on. But for this first practical session, I want us to do it by ourselves. I believe it's something we've been doing before now, right? So just the task is to draft a professional email. Of course, you cannot go to an AI model and tell it to draft a professional email. A professional email on words, right? So you have to give a good prompt and tell it to For example, draft a professional email, make it in a friendly tone, right? And schedule project kickoffs meeting for a particular date. So you are telling it the particular date, you are giving it more information, right? And then you make sure that you include all the necessary ingredients. Make sure you include all the necessary ingredients when you are doing that. So now, ensure you add the role. Who should the AI pretend to be? The action. What should the AI do? The format. How do you want it to be? The output to be like, right? Then your resulting output. Make sure you give it. Okay, let's give it after considering the craft and what we want to do. What we want to do is to draft a professional email, right? Now we have included all the ingredients. This is how it will now sound like. Act as a friendly team lead. Draft a brief email to my team scheduling a new project kickoff meeting for next Tuesday. Suggest 3 specific time slots: 10 a.m., 1 and 3 p.m. Make them as a numbered list and use a casual but. So this is a wonderful prompt, right? All right. So before we go to the next hands-on, I'll let Mr. Sam come on. I think he wants to share a video with us. So I think he wants to share a video with us. So Mr. Sam will come on now and then play the video. Then we're going to go to the next hands-on. Mr. Sam, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Prince. Thank you. It's been an insightful session, and honestly, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. So, very quickly to our viewers, we really appreciate you for staying with us to this moment. So, I want to like share a video quickly about Ultrite integrated. I just want to like show you some things. Like, I want to show you some things that you need to know. So, stay tuned.
Every business deserves to be seen and to thrive. At Arthurite Integrated, we believe that every entrepreneur has the potential to break through barriers and reach new heights. Imagine your business, fully visible and engaging with customers like never before. If you're ready to take the leap into the cloud but feel overwhelmed by the thought of not having a website, let us take that weight off your shoulders. Our first step? Building a stunning website for you, completely free. That's right. We want to ensure you have a strong online presence from day one. Visibility is the lifeblood of any business. Without it, even the best products can go unnoticed. That's why we're excited to introduce the Arthurite Business Visibility Drive. This initiative is designed to empower small businesses by enhancing their online presence and connecting them with their target audience. With our expert team, we'll guide you through every step of the process, from crafting a compelling website that reflects your brand's identity to optimizing it for search engines. We're here to ensure your business shines. But it doesn't stop there. We offer ongoing support, helping you navigate the digital landscape with confidence. Whether it's social media strategies, online marketing, or customer engagement, we're committed to your success. Join us on this journey. Let's transform your vision into reality and make your business a beacon in the digital world. Together, we can unlock your potential and drive your business forward. Your cloud journey starts here, and we can't wait to be part of it. Every business deserves to be seen and to thrive.
All right. Thank you, guys. Hello, hello. Yeah, sorry, I had like some network issue. I'm having some network issues, but I'm back now. So thank you for staying with us to this point. And now I will be calling on Prince to take us through the second phase of this particular section. It won't be, it's just like a short one. It will be a short one. And then we can have your answers, we can have your questions. I mean, we can have your questions that you have for our speaker, and we'll do justice to that. Thank you so much. All right, Prince.
All
Okay.
right, welcome back. So now we're going to get into hands-on. And if you are with your laptop, I'd like you to try this. So I have shared the process with Mr. Sam. I think he most likely shared with everybody on this call so that you can follow. So we're going to be using a tool, an AI tool, AI Studio with Google, right? The section is called Nano Banana. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to edit a picture. So this happened live. I went to an occasion with somebody, and then we took some pictures. But he wanted to use it as part of his report. But then he noticed that one of the ladies was not properly dressed. So he just sent me the picture and said, Prince, I want to post this picture as a report, but this lady is not properly dressed. What can you do? And then under 2 minutes, I sent him a picture with the lady properly dressed, and he was amazed. And it was this tool I used. So I believe you can see my screen now. So Mr. Stan will share the steps with you on how to access AI Studio, Nano Banana. I'm already on that page. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to upload a picture. Let me upload an image here. We're going to do it together live. So I'm going to upload one image. So let me upload this image. I've uploaded an image now, right? So what I want this AI to do for me, I want the third person here to the right. I want to change her clothes. I want to make her more properly dressed. So I'll just give it a prompt. Change the dress of the girl to the girl let's make it more specific. The first girl from the right to a more decent cloth, right? Make the color pink. And then let's run this prompt. So let's run this prompt and see how it goes. So this AI Studio, Nano Banana. So I've shared the steps. Mr. Sam most likely shared the steps with you. Go to aistudio.google.com. So we are there, select or click Nano Banana. And then the step 2, set up your generation, paste your image, and then give it a prompt. You can see this image now, right? Let me zoom into this image. Can you see the image now? She's now properly dressed with a pink dress. And I did that with a prompt. I didn't have any picture editing application. Nah, I had none. Let's compare it to the picture that I actually uploaded. This is the first one I uploaded. And you can see how she was dressed. She was wearing a denim color, right? With open arms. Now look at the one I generated from a simple prompt. I gave it a good prompt. It gave me the result. You won't be able to differentiate this, right? So you can use this in your everyday life. You want to post a picture and your picture is looking so good, but you're not properly dressed. Maybe you're supposed to be wearing a suit. You can dress yourself. Let's even remodify. Let's refine this. Then let me make this now. Dress the guy on the extreme right on suit without his headphone. And then let's run this prompt. So we're prompting an AI, editing an image without doing too much work, right? Looks interesting. You can use it for your own pictures to still give you good quality. There are some of us that we've never had a birthday shoot, right? We've never had a birthday photo shoot. You can't have it. Now look at the rest, the result we got. It's the same guy. His face is the same, still holding his phone, but the headphone is not there anymore. And he's now wearing a sweet suit, right? Very interesting. Just with prompt. And you're able to do this. Very interesting, like I say, right? So now this is the hands-on. You can try it later on. You can do as much as you can or as much as you want, right? So that is it for this. And then I will show us another for developers. So now this one is called Stitch with google.com. So you can search it later with Stitch. So what I'm going to do now, I want to generate a front page website. I don't have time to wait for the front and the UI UX designer. I want my application and I want it quick, right? So let's prompt Stitch. So let me copy this prompt here. So generate a mobile application. Let me copy it because it might be long for us to type. All right, you can still see what I'm sharing, right? Okay, yeah, I believe you can. So I want to prompt it to give me response. So this is Stitch. So I'm giving it a response now. I want to generate the front end of an application, a health application. That's what I want to generate. So let me copy this again. We're almost done. I just want us to be able to see this, how to use it to generate front displays. So let me paste this here. So now what we are generating, so let's just type in the prompt. I want to create an application for a health organization. The colors are green and blue. Add these features. A page for AI doctor conversation. Page to locate nearest hospital and a page to request drugs. So because of our time, let's just generate this design and see. So it's trying to generate the front end of this application now. Okay, let me change that sharing. I think I'm sharing something. So Mr. Sam, I want to share a different screen now. So I'm now sharing the Stitch.
All right, okay.
I'm giving it a prompt. Then I'll go ahead and say yes. Okay, it's showing now. So this is the prompt I gave it. I want to generate a front end of an application for a hospital that is AI doctor, nearest hospital location, drug request. So I say yes, create all of them. So it's now trying to generate the front pages with the prompt that I gave it. I was specific. I told you to give me particular colors. I told you to give me particular pages and what is to be done on those pages. Right, so kindly prepare your questions. You can start rolling in the questions while we finish this last hands-on. So as you can see, it's currently generating the pages that are requested for you to generate. One of the interesting things with this is that it gives you, including the code. So you don't just have the display, the pictorial view, you also have the code, but it creates it in an inline CSS together with the HTML. So let it generate, and let's see an example of how it looks from the prompt that we gave it. So this is the first one, right? So let me zoom into one of the results here. So you can see it gave it to us. You can decide to change its name with a prompt still. So this is the AI doctor chat section or session, right? Then look at the session to locate the nearest hospital. and then to request prescription. I have generated this with a prompt. I didn't have to use Figma to generate this. Just with a prompt, I was able to generate this. So there are many other tools that you can use. These are just few of them that I have shown to us that we can start leveraging, we can start using to make our work easier, more effective, right? And I expect that henceforth we'll begin to give the best prompt to these AI models. So now, summary and conclusion. Mr. Sam, should we take the questions now? Okay, let me just take the summary and conclusion before I start taking in the questions.
Okay, yo,
Yeah,
sorry.
before taking those.
I think,
All
can
right.
you hear me? I
Yeah, I
think
can
we
hear you. Go
should
on.
take the questions before we move to the summary and conclusion. Or what do you feel?
All right. So let's have the questions there.
Okay. All right, guys. You can start sending in your questions so our speaker here can help us with them. Please, if you have any question, feel free to drop them in the comment section. Any questions at all or anything you want to say, please let's have them now. Okay, I think you should go ahead with the summary and conclusion. Maybe before you finish, we might have some questions. I'm sorry, Prince. Unmute yourself.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
So in summary and conclusion, prompt engineering is not magic. It looks like magic, but it's not magic. It's just better communication by using the craft framework. And what is craft again? You have to give it a context, a role, an action, a format, and a tone. You ensure that the AI understands the context, takes the right role, performs the right action, and uses the correct format and hits the right tone. So don't wait anymore. Start using prompt engineering and start giving the right prompts for your next task, your next project, your next assignment, right? You can leverage the video tools, pictures, document, project, and so on and so forth, right? So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prince. Thank you so much, Prince. I really enjoyed your session, and it's actually it's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I think we now have a question. So yeah, we now have a question. We now have a question, and the question says, as a cloud and DevOps AI tool. Okay, as a cloud and DevOps AI tool do I use to help with infrastructure? Okay, the person mean that as a cloud and a DevOps engineer, what AI tool can she use or he with infrastructure or make things easy for the person? Yeah, I hope you get the question.
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay, all right, all
So
right.
this person is taking the role of a cloud and DevOps professional or
Engineer.
expert,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
there are so many tools that you can leverage. For example, for cloud and DevOps, ChatGPT will always come up, right? Giving ChatGPT the right prompts, you get the best result. You can use Gemini. You can use Stitch. There are times where you need to generate a code very fast. There are times where you need to debug very quick, right? Some of these platforms helps you to get this result, quality results, not just any kind of result, right? Quality results in record time. So there are so many of them. There's Stitch, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there is Nano Banana. There are some, for example, in AWS, we have the Amazon Bedrock. There is now Amazon Q, where you can even use AI right from the CLI, right? There are so many of these tools that you can use. And some of these tools, they work together with the already existing tools. You can use some of them even on your Terraform, on your Ansible, right? So there are so many of these tools, right? I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Yeah, I think um the person who asked the question, that's IJ Cloud Dev. I hope you're okay with the answer. Okay, okay. I think she's okay. And we have another question quickly. So please, if you have questions, please drop them in the comment section now. Please drop them in the comment section now. Thank you. So we have another question. What tools can I use for animation? Okay, IJ Cloud Dev already responded. She said, yes, you answered that question, and that's like very, very okay. So back to the other question. What tools can I use for animation?
For animation. All right.
Yeah, this person
So
needs to know if there's any AI tool that can be used for animation.
yes, there are a lot of AI tools that can be used for animation. But most of the ones that I have seen, to get the pro features, I think it mostly has to be paid for, right? So they might just give you some basic features. I think I used a runaway once. So there's runaway. You can search for runaway. So with runaway, with a prompt, you can generate pictures. You can even generate videos, but they will not give you a limit. For example, they might give you just 5 seconds because you're on a free plan. There are so many of them. I think there's also V. There's V, right? I think there is Sora. There are so many of them that you can use, but most of them, to get those pro features, you have to pay the subscription, right? So there are so many of them. There's Runaway, there's V, there is even some of the ones we use, they still have AI features inside of them that you can use collaboratively. So you can search for so many of them online. But if you really need all the features of those tools, you most likely have to pay the subscription for the pro features, right?
All right, thank you so much. I think Alexis should be fine with that answer. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prince. Yeah, I don't know if we still have any more questions from the audience. Any more question, please? Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, Prince, here's another one. When we complete the prompting for like a dev page, can you make corrections to the code? Would it last and be scalable?
Uh, okay, yes, you can. So the page you just generated, you can, okay, let me share that screen again. Please permit me to share that particular screen. So you can check on the code, then you can copy the code. So you save it as a file, then open it to your VS Code or any of your tools that you use, whether you're using VS Code or you're using any other text editing tool, right? So you can save it as a document. Then, okay, let me share that particular screen. So this is my stitch, right? I don't know if you can see it already. So these are the pages that we're able to generate. We just generated these pages now, right? So let me go to this particular one. Here, you will see that I can copy the code, see view code. So I can view code now. This is a complete code. I can view this code. I can copy this code, edit the code, and host it as an application. I can host it on Amplify. I can host it on any of my hosting platforms. So yes, you can use this code. You can edit the code. You can also even edit the code with a prompt to this particular AI model. I hope that answers the question. Mr. Sam, I hope I was able to answer the question.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. The she said, "Can you share your screen again?" Yeah, I think she needs like a recap.
Okay, I'm currently sharing my screen.
All right.
And
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, they didn't
yes,
get it. They didn't get it. They didn't get it then, but I think it's now visible.
okay, so this is it, right? We generated this page with a prompt, this particular AI model, Stitch, right? And then we got these pages. So now your question is, can we edit this page? And I said yes. All you have to do is come here, view the code, and now we can see the whole code, right? So this code we can see now, we can copy this code, open it as a file with your VS Code, and then you can do any edit, and then the edit will take effect. And then you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. So yes, you can. You can edit those code that you get from the AI models.
All right.
I hope that
I
answers
don't
the
know.
question.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel so. I feel so. Okay. So I think we are fine. Or do we have any more questions from the audience? I think we are fine. I think we are fine, Prince. I think we're fine.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sam.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Prince, for joining us today. And to everyone who joined us today, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for engaging with us with our sessions. And it's actually like a very, very good one. And I hope we all have something we've gained from this session. And yeah, because I gained a lot, so I hope we all gain something too. So please do not forget, this is just day two. It's a 3 days webinar series, and tomorrow will be the final day, the third and the final day. So please, same time, same venue. We'd love to see you guys again. And thank you once again for joining us today. And we have come to the end of today's webinar series. So thank you so much for joining us. All right. So, Prince, do you still have anything you want to say to the audience?
Yeah, so the things that we have learned today, let us start applying them, not just to your work, but to your everyday life. So you get used to them, you get better at them, you get to know even more tools. And sooner than later, you start passing knowledge in those tools. So thank you very much. Thank you for having me off the right. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince. Thank you so much, Prince. And thank you, everyone. All right. Yeah.